Hello everyone, my name is Folashade and welcome to my channel. This is a new channel that I have created to show what living in Denmark is like for Africans and especially Nigerians. I have talked about it in my introduction video. Please do go and check out my first video. And today I'll be talking about my immigration to Denmark, because I came to Denmark on a study visa, and this was made possible by my boyfriend at that time. And I was in the Obafemi Awolowo University studying. I was in 200 level there, and after the end of the semester we had we vacated, and during the vacation ASU came again. There was an ASU strike, so I was talking with my boyfriend, and I could come and study in Denmark and do something better for a change. I thought about it for a while, and I thought, why not? Why not do it? Because in Denmark, in Nigeria at that time, the strike actions was incessant. There was always something to strike for. So I applied to the Copenhagen Technical School, which is like a polytechnic in Nigeria. And to apply for your visa, because you are not going to pay for any fees, so you have to show that you can sustain yourself while living in Denmark. So my boyfriend paid 50,000 crowns in an account opened in my own name. That is, the account was opened in my name in a bank in Denmark, and then they got a bank statement stating that I have this amount, 50,000 krona, which is about 50,000 krona then was around 7,000 euro, and I have that in my account, and I can sustain myself when I come to Denmark. So we submitted the bank statement, submitted my admission letter, I submitted my birth certificate, and that was all. And there was no physical Danish embassy in Nigeria at that time. They have a collaboration with the Swedish embassy and in Lagos and in Abuja. But my boyfriend told me that it was better at that time to go to Cotonou, because they were physically present in Cotonou, and Cotonou was not far away from Lagos. It's just a 3 to 4 hours journey, so it was better for me to go there and submit my application. That was what I did, and I waited it took 3 months. So if you at that time, and even now, if you want to apply to any school abroad at all, make sure you do it on time, else you will not be able to come to start with the class on time. So it happened to me also. I have lived in Denmark now for 15 years. I made good use of the opportunity I had while I was in school. I made sure that I learned the language, because it is very, very important that you learn the language. They said the adage goes like this: that if you are in Rome, behave like a Roman. So if you want to move forward, if you want to do something in life, and you are living in a country where they speak a language other than the English language, you have to learn the language. But it is not a must that you learn the language in Denmark, because you can live in Denmark without speaking a word of Danish at all for all the time you live in Denmark. It doesn't matter. It depends on what you want to do with your life. There are some people who come here that are engineers, that are IT professionals, that work in companies where Danish language is not the official language, where English is spoken. They do not need to speak the Danish language. They do not need to go learn the language. But sometimes some of them do, and most people do, because it gives you this kind of confidence that if you want to do something else apart from what you are doing, if you want to be a part of the community, if you want to be a part of the Danish society, you have to show that you want to be a part of the society and learn the language. That's the first step to take. So how did I do this? When I was studying, because since I'm a student, I do not have the free movement of someone who is a permanent resident or who already is a citizen of the country. So while I was studying, I was going to Danish language study center at the same time, and it's free also, and you are free. It's free to choose wherever you want to study your Danish language. If you want to go to the we call it commune here, to the municipal school, it's all well and good. And if you want to choose the private that is very fast and fast, and you meet people of like minds, you choose this. You choose whichever one you want. So that was what I did. I chose to go to a private Danish class, and I liked it. It was fast, it was quick, and I did this while I was studying. I was working 15 hours per week, because at that time it was 15 hours per week. Now I think it's 20. You are allowed to work 20 hours per week, but now, before, it was 15 hours per week. So I would work, I would study, I would go learn Danish. And then in 2006, the education was no longer free for students from outside the EU, from outside the AEA and the Nordic countries. So it meant that I have to start paying school fees to stay in Denmark. So then I sat down, because around that time I have been working in care homes, old people's homes, and I have decided for myself that studying nursing will give me what I need in terms of residence permit and being able to work, having a gainful employment in my hands. People would ask me, why didn't you go further with your multimedia design? Yes, I did learn how to build websites and how graphics and some things, but it wasn't for me. It's not everybody that loves IT or something, and it wasn't as if I couldn't do it, but I just knew that I don't want to go waste money doing IT, going for a degree that I have to pay, and it was a lot of money around that time. You would have to pay around 7,500 euro per year, and to take the degree, after your 2 years, you have to take the degree again. To take the degree, you need to be there for another 3.5 years. So that's in total 5.5 years, and I'll pay for 3.5 years of the whole 5 years. So I was not ready to pay that amount of money. I'd rather pay it in a school where I know that when I get there, I can it will get me where I want to go, like become a nurse in Denmark. That was my goal. So I searched for a school in Denmark where it's called global. It's a course called Global Health and Nutrition. So it's very close to the nursing studies. It's close to its health anyways. And the reason why I did that was because I was not ready. I did not have the certificate, the Danish language certificate to get into nursing school at that time, because you need to have that Danish language certificate, which will be at par with the Danish A levels in Denmark or B level in Denmark, for you to study at a university. So because I didn't have that, I still had to go to a school, so that would enable me to go to language school. So while I was in school, I was studying the Danish language, and then I took my exam, I passed it, then I applied to nursing school. I was admitted to study nursing, but they wrote me and told me that because I'm not a permanent resident and I'm not a Danish citizen, I have to pay school fees, and the school fees was around that time 105,000 Danish kroner. that was a lot of money. That's around 13,000 euro. So if I have to pay that amount of money for the next 3.5 years, because you studied nursing in Denmark for 3.5 years, so that's a lot of money. So they called me and said they have an option for me that I can apply for scholarship. I said, oh well, that's great. So I applied for the scholarship, and I was praying within me, asking God to come to my rescue, and the universe answered, you know. So I was very, very happy. They gave me scholarship, and also what they call stipends here, like grants. I got around 700 euro per month, on top of the fact that they paid my school fees. They were paying me, because that's how they pay their students here in Denmark. If you are a student and you are studying maybe at your A levels in secondary school, or you are studying a degree course, so you are paid every month around that amount, of the same amount that is paid to the Danish students is paid to me. So I was more than joyful. I was so happy. So after my studies, even 2 months before I finished, I got a job as a nurse, and I took my contract, and that was what I submitted for so I can change my status to that of work permit. And after that time, everything has been smooth for me. I'm a Danish citizen, you know, just a few years after. Everything worked just as I had wanted it. So thank you all for listening, and my next video will be about studying in general and work. So thanks for watching. Please do subscribe to my channel. You can do so by pressing on the red button on the right hand side of your browser, and as soon as you have done that, you'll see a bell button beside it. Click on it to get notifications anytime I upload videos. Thank you for liking and for sharing. Thanks also for commenting.